Right, so yes, it's raining. It's bloody raining. It's been like the hottest week in the history of England, and then the day that I just, oh, the sun's coming out now. That's amazing. Look, there it is. The day that I decided to film the introduction to my new car, it rains. But yeah, so in my last video, if you didn't see that, go and check it out. I introduced everyone on my channel to my new car. It's a BMW Stage 2 BMW M135i, and today's video is going to be my first drive, although it's not actually my first drive because I've driven it loads before. This is typical YouTube stuff. My first drive on YouTube, right? And it's going to be a bit of a disaster. It's 440 bhp, obviously it's a rear-wheel drive. It does put power down quite well in the dry, but it's not dry today, so it's going to be fun, all right? So let's not mess around, let's get straight into it. Let's go and have some fun in a 440 bhp BMW M135i. So it's actually stopped raining now. I had a bit of lunch, and in the time that I had my lunch, literally in the space of half an hour, the sun's come out, stopped raining, and the roads are almost dry. So it's kind of good for me because it gives me an opportunity to put a bit more power down, but it would have been a right laugh doing this video in the wet, but I'm sure that will happen at some stage, so don't worry about that. Let's talk about, I don't know where to start with this video. Let's talk about, get out of here first. Let's talk about where the idea came from, why I've got such an attraction to these cars. I'm so drawn to these cars, always have been, and I think I want to talk about why, yeah? And I think it kind of started back in 2012, 2013 when these cars came out. I was on a track, Bedford Autodrome. If any of you have been there, you'll know it's a great track, great day out. I was in an E46 M3 with my brothers one day, and on that day there was a guy there in an old shape. This is exactly like it. It's a BMW M135i, and I'd heard of them. I didn't know loads about them, and I was like, mate, is that a 3-litre 6-cylinder turbocharged BMW? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I was like, really? And I realised that they'd only weighed like just over 1,400 kilos. They're a lightweight car. They're a little hatchback. They do them in a 5-door, 3-door. I thought that's abnormal for a car of that size, or that of that purpose even, to have an engine of that size under the bonnet. So I asked him, I said, mate, can you take me out in your car? And that day it was actually raining, I remember, and he hammered the shit out of this car around the track with me in the passenger seat. And if you followed me for a little while, you'll probably know that I'm a terrible passenger. I don't like being a passenger. I don't mind like if someone's driving sensibly, but if do you know, we can't go that way because of traffic. Quickly get out here. Yeah. This car, yeah, I hate being a passenger. So this guy was driving like a lunatic around a track. I suppose on a track it's a little bit more controlled. Is that a fair thing to say? But yeah, it was a disaster, but it was enjoyable at the same time, yeah? And as the years have gone on, we've had them in stock. I've never kept one as my own car. We've bought them and sold them, but never, I've never driven or been in a tuned one. And when I put the feeler out there that I wanted one recently, when I got off this one, I was like, that's got to be the car. It's a low budget car. I'm not saying it's a little amount of money, because obviously these cars start at like 12 grand at the minute, and although that is a lot of money, I do still think it's great value for money, yeah. And I was like, oh God, this is the time, you know, the RS6 is in for repair. I want to enjoy the sun, you know, the weather's out at the minute. I want to, you know, you just sometimes like going out on your own, you're doing a little journey, you want to be in a car that you enjoy, and I just had to have something in my life. Something else that made me really want to buy these cars is recently BMW announced that they're bringing out the new M135i, yeah, and it's nice, right? But this is a huge but. There's lots of huge buts with it. It's not got 6 cylinders because obviously BMW got to keep up with emissions and stuff. So they've reduced the size of the engine. It's a 4-cylinder engine. It has less power. I've no doubt they're going to bring out an M140 at some point, which will have more power, but it actually has less power than this one has, yeah? Bit disappointing. But the biggest disappointment, in my opinion, with the new M135i is the fact that it's mainly a front-wheel drive car, that when the front wheels lose traction, it sends power to the rear, yeah, but making it a 4-wheel drive car, which is great if you want a 4-wheel drive car. But if you want something like this, a rear-wheel drive beast, yeah, with a hatchback body shape, you can't really, you've got to have it, and you can't really go anywhere else to have it. So BMW, I think, have made, I'm sure they've done it for all the right reasons, but what a crazy thing to do. So when this happened, RS6 was in for repair, I decided I wanted one. I thought, this is it, got to have one. I really want one of these cars. One of the other reasons why I bought an M135i is because when I put it on my Instagram that I want to buy one, so many people contacted me and said, Calvin, please get one of them cars. And I realised that because I've got loads of Golf R fans on my channel, well, people often compare Golf Rs to M135is, and anyone looking at buying a Golf R has probably looked at buying an M135i. They're often compared, they're both hatchbacks, they're both about 300 brake horsepower, and they're both German, yeah? So when when I put the post up, I soon also discovered that there was a hell of a lot of BMW M135i and M140i owners in my audience, yeah, which made me then think, well, hold on, a lot of these people are going to want to see Calvin own and drive and do stuff to one of these cars. So with all of this going on, the fact that the new one had just come out, the RS6 was in for repair, the sun's been shining, and I want to drive something that's a bit of a toy, I thought now is the time to buy one of these cars. And honestly, I've had it for about 3 days now and I absolutely love it. It is so fun, and I talk about character all the time, cars with character, and to most people a car just looks like a bloody car, or to a lot of people, yeah. To us, people that love cars, when you're in a driver's seat, every different car, whether it's a car, a van, a bloody whatever, they all offer different personalities and characters. They're almost like people. They've all got their own traits, their own thing, yeah. And when going back to the guy on the track that day, and his feeling of owning something that is a proper toy, that's big engine, rear wheel drive, in a small body, when I got all of that in my mind, I thought, I've got to have one of them cars, I've got to have it, I want to have some fun in it, and preferably I want to get one that's been tuned. So so I bought it, and I've not I've not got out of the driver's seat since. The car is bloody savage. So let's talk about the plans. What are my plans with the car? So there's a police car there. We won't get too wrapped up in doing any silly stuff now, because not that I've been doing anything illegal, but you know, keep it calm, keep it calm. But the plans with the car is, it is a bit of a project. I bought it as a bit of a project. I am planning to do some stuff with it. I mentioned in my last video that I want to do get the wheels refurbed. I know that's not really project car stuff, but the wheels are really tatty, they need doing. Whether I went for black or grey, I didn't care, and I'll let you lot choose. In fact, hold on, let me just cut in there. The wheels, yeah? So what I've done is I've literally, as I've posted this video, I posted on my Instagram a poll allowing you guys to vote which colour I should paint my wheels. And the two choices are gloss black or the stock gunmetal grey finish, okay? I fully know which one I prefer, but I've got nothing to do with this. I'm gonna let you lot choose, yeah? Gloss black or gunmetal grey. I've got a guy called JB Cars on Instagram to do me a couple of renders. This is what they look like with gloss black finish. And this is what the car looks like with the gunmetal grey finish. To me, it's a bit of a no-brainer, but I'm going to let you lot choose. So if you haven't voted or you don't follow me on Instagram, go and check out my Instagram poll right now. Like I said, I've just posted it at Calvin's Car Diary, and vote either black or grey. And in a video coming very soon, I'm going to get the wheels refurbed, because somebody has recently refurbed these wheels. They've done a terrible job of it. It's embarrassing. Well, I don't know who's done it or why they've done what they've done, but it is awful, right? So they need doing, and I don't care what you guys choose. I'm going to go with your choice, all right? So just thought I'd cut that in there, all right? Let's get back to the video. We've got one dodgy tyre on the front, so at the back we've got Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, PS4s, and then on the front we've got Goodyear Eagle F1s, but the left one is a bit, it's borderline, man. So if that police car stopped me right now, I'd definitely be in trouble. So gonna get that sorted. And then if you've got any ideas, you know, any ideas for tuning, if anyone's owned one, give me some pointers. You know, this is a new journey for me, so let me know your thoughts on what I should do. I have noticed sometimes when, obviously back end is lively anyway, but sometimes when you're cornering, there's a little, even though it's got upgraded suspension on it, I don't actually know what suspension it's got yet, because I've got to get it on a ramp and have it properly looked over. And the company that tuned the car haven't yet provided me with the history or what the tuning stuff that they've done to it. So I'm kind of a bit tired there, but I'll let you know as time goes on, of course. But yeah, I have noticed there's a little bit of, as you go around bends, there's a tiny little bit of instability. That's all. It's not because it's rear wheel driven. It's nothing to do with that. It just feels like there's a bit of play there. I don't know if that's a common BMW 1 Series thing, or it's just, I don't know, maybe there's, whatever, there might be an issue with it, but that's something that I'm curious to know if I can get sorted. The sound, I don't think I'll be changing anything exhaust-wise. It sounds bloody amazing. It looks amazing, and I must admit, all in all, I'm so happy with it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around, I'm going to head back, because I feel like I've just rattled on or banged on for bloody ages now. I know I have. I've got carried away again, haven't I? But I think in a nutshell, I'm so happy with it. And like I say, I'm going to be keeping it, alright? So I'm going to end it there. I hope you liked the video. If you did like the video, if you like this car, if you want to see more on this car, hit the like button, yeah? I want to see some likes in this video, and if you've got any ideas, do hit me with some comments in the comment section below. And if you are new, I'm going to be doing some more filming on this. There's going to be loads of stuff on this car. The RS6 will be back soon as well, so you're going to see stuff on that, and there's going to be general car trade related content as well, so make sure you hit subscribe, alright? And I'll see ya in my next video. Bye. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I buy two Audi TTs, I take them for a little drive, and we have a little draggy race. 3, 2, 1. That's good. That's good. Oh.